I've been asked by my government to explore what these governments intend to do in order to reopen this international waterway to a situation of law.
What do you want the United States to do, sir?
Well, I've come here really to find out what the United States intends to do.
President Johnson made it clear that he didn't want Israel to attack first.
The president had said to Dean Rusk and me, and I'm going to speak rather crudely, get Eban in here, into the family quarters of the White House, so we can work him over. Because we had heard that the Israelis were about to preempt. They were about to attack the Egyptians.
Eban talked at great length and eloquently. He always spoke eloquently and he always spoke at great length. But what he had to say was very simple. This was a mortal crisis for Israel, and he wanted to know what the United States was prepared to do.
The president, he simply expressed skepticism about the idea that Israel was in danger. He said, you are not in danger. You are in a very difficult situation, but you are not in peril.
He said to Eban, we do not believe that Egypt is about to attack Israel. Moreover, if it does, you'll lick them.
To make the point, President Johnson asked for the Defense Department's assessment of the likely outcome of a Middle East war.
We had concluded that if Israel preempted, they could win clearly in a period of about 7 days, as I remember. We had also estimated that if they did not preempt and Egypt attacked first, that it would take somewhat longer, perhaps 10 to 14 days.
Then the president took out a piece of paper and started reading from it as though this was some kind of a sacred text. And what this document said was, Israel will not be alone unless it decides to be alone.
If you go alone, you'll stand alone. That was a very cold-blooded statement. We will not come to your defense if you preempt. We cannot come to your defense if you preempt.
As Israel received its warning in the White House, an Egyptian delegation was heading towards the Kremlin.
We didn't even see Moscow. We were driven in cars with the curtains drawn, straight into the Kremlin.
The Egyptians were self-assured.
Shams Badran exuded confidence. He said that if war came, the Egyptian military could handle it. In fact, he described the army like a wild horse raring to go.
But the Soviets warned the Egyptians not to be seen as the aggressors.
Prime Minister Kosygin said, tell Nasser, if he strikes first, he will escalate the conflict. He will provoke the superpowers. America will not stand aside.
I said, we understand, but closing the straits isn't an attack on America.
The Soviets made it clear they meant what they said.
We asked about the arms contracts we had with them. We asked if they would hurry things up, especially some spare parts we needed for our planes. We could have taken them with us in a bag.
They were always asking for arms. Every high-level delegation would ask for arms, including Badran.
They did not refuse to supply the arms, they just claimed they had none.
I was really shocked. I thought, how can our Soviet friends treat us like this? War was at our doorstep.
Nasser got the message. The Soviets would back him only if he did not appear to be the aggressor. His commanders were instructed to stay on the defensive, ready to absorb an Israeli attack.
The Air Force chief jumped up. He said it will be criminal.